You're old, groaning like a geezer.
She wouldn't try to trick me on a traditional holiday. This time I'm gonna kick that football clear to the moon! Isn't it peculiar, Charlie Brown, how some traditions just slowly fade away?
Indeed. Welcome, everybody. You are watching Graybeard's Studios. Believe it or not, this is episode number 69, which was also my number in film school as a freshman. And I remember we were sitting in a big auditorium and they said, and they were handing out the numbers. They said, Aaron Lopresti, 69. And I yelled back, you got to love that number. And everybody busted up laughing. And of course, I got in trouble. But, you know, that's me, just hijinks and tomfoolery in college and in high school and in junior high and in grade school. Always getting in trouble. But here I am today, still alive and somewhat well. But I'll tell you, there's nothing more heartwarming than, not heartwarming than to start a stream, look up in that little box up in the corner, and it says 0 people are watching. It just warms my heart. Well, those numbers have increased. So there's more than 0 watching now. So I feel a little bit better and confident that I can bring in my co-hosts. Let's start with David Williams. It's a very strange and mysterious guy today. Hello, David. Yeah, we had a few laughs before the show started. I guess we'll wait till we bring in the whole crew before we reveal what made us laugh so much. But David, of course, is a comedian as well as an artist, and we'll find out more about that in a moment. Here's a guy who keeps trying to be funny, but never really is. It's Gary Martin. There he is.
I am ready to regale you with my adventures from my Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I can't wait to hear. Of course,
and I got a new sound device.
Oh boy, can't wait for that.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to get a respectable chat for me to unveil it.
Our next co-host is a guy that, well, the show goes on whether he's here or not. We're just thankful that he's here today. It's Kelsey Shannon. There he is. Back with his Fat Ninja comics.
You mean I don't have to be here? Holy crap. That changes things.
Yeah.
I got Fat Ninja in a place of honor. There we go.
Wait, what's with the Christmas lights?
I don't know. I got some the other day. I thought it was fun.
Are you going to draw with those on there?
Maybe. It might improve things. I don't know, because I have no idea what I'm doing today.
It does look cool.
I'm curious the connection between Charlie Brown and Fat Ninja.
Well,
is there one?
He may be the Fat Ninja. I'm not sure,
okay.
But yeah, that's his alter ego.
Now, we were all in the back room, and David made us laugh a little bit. David, will you show us what we found so humorous?
I don't know why it was so funny, but
we finally get the reveal of how thin his neck is.
Look at that. He looks like that shadow makes him look like a freaking alien. Look at that.
Yeah, I think he called him E.T., which is
but it looks more like a Simpsons alien now. It just,
or he looks like Beaker from the Muppets.
This is why we never see David on camera anymore, is because now we know look at his hands. How long his fingers are.
He's an alien.
I know exactly what he.
It's so creepy.
Oh, you got that to look forward to the rest of the show. Oh my gosh. Wow. There you go. Alien.
Whoa!
Oh,
It's
Wow,
like
I
a
know you
magic
don't.
trick.
Yeah, I know. It's just crazy, creepy. So Gary, do you want to? You were a guest of honor at a local comic book show. Do you want to give us a little bit of that now, or do you want to save it for later?
I can say one short one. I'll let the ambulance go by first. Move along. Nothing
Working
to
in
see.
the inner city, folks. This is what.
I was sandwiched between Matthew Clark and Chris Warner. So that was-
wow!
Chris Warner was there.
yes, he's officially retired.
Yeah, and now he's doing
Editing
comic
at
shows
Dark
now that he's
Horse.
retired. Huh? Interesting.
Yeah, editing at Dark Horse.
Yeah, he's been retired
no.
for the last 20 years. I ain't
I
seen
know.
a book from him. Give me a break.
Well, he's been working at Dark Horse.
Yeah.
So now he is doing the convention circuit, and he has not lost a step. His stuff is still great, as well as Matthew Clark. I mean, he's amazing too. Anyway, so by the way, I met several fans of Graybeards at the show.
Nice.
That was
We had
very
a good
pleasant.
Oregon contingency there.
Yeah, that was pleasant.
Several.
So
Like
I
40?
arrived Saturday morning. The show was Saturday and Sunday. So I had to go directly to the show that night, check into my hotel Saturday night. So I only bring my original art from the table from Saturday. I'd leave all the books and prints there, bring the original art. So I only have my art bag and my, clothing bag. So I go in, check in, go into the car to get my bags, and guess what? I left my
What?
clothing bag sitting on my bed at home.
Oh my goodness.
So, did you go buy some clothes or something? What did you do?
Well, I didn't want to appear in the
Naked.
same clothes as the day before on Sunday. People would have the wrong idea of what I was up to that night before.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to a Walmart, and it was a Walmart superstore, which I'd never experienced before. Aaron, I have to tell you, the
Imagine
Walmart
the corn dogs.
superstore was paradise. It was amazing. It had literally everything. So I was able to get, my bathroom kit restocked, change of clothes. I mean, literally one-stop shopping. So
Wow.
say what you will about Walmart, it saved me.
Okay, was the greeter at the door younger or older than you?
Well, what are the chances? What are the chances that he's going to be older?
Oh,
He was younger.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, lesson learned: make a list and check it twice.
Well, I mean, it pays to be the size you are, because that definitely ain't finding my shorts there. So it's at the specialty big and tall
Yeah, I was gonna say big and tall
Walmart
underwear
down the
depot.
road.
Yeah.
So then
Wow.
I also had another incident
Uh-oh.
the next morning, but I will share that later.
Yeah, let's save that for a little later in the show. Right now, let's see who's here and enjoying this soon-to-be classic episode, I'm sure, of Graybeards. Coram is here all the way from Australia. He says, I am here for D's nuts and the peanuts. Can't wait to see what you guys do. Neither can we. Barb Rogers, look at that. Right out of the gate. A $5 super sticker. Thank you so much for that, Barb. CA, $5. What is that?
It's California money.
I was going to say it's different than the rest of the country, but maybe it is.
Yeah. What is CA? That's not Canada, is it?
No, Canada just is usually just a C, isn't it? I don't know. Bibliobob says, great art should never be mushed up. Charlie Brown. That's great advice, Aaron. Okay. I'm not sure why he's directing that at me, but Past Master Dan is here. Leg kick is here.
You didn't have to point to it, Kelsey.
Sorry, didn't know you were paying attention.
Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is almost always here. There's Past Master Dan. Creative Faye is in there. She says, now no dog fights over Snoopy as host Aaron gets dibs on Snoopy versus the Red Baron. See, Creative Faye's always got my back. Let's see. Repairman Jack is here. Where's Shelly? Shelly doesn't draw. She's here on the Sunday shows. Don't get confused now. Bill Weist is here. Chimera. Cornelius the Critique is here. How about that? John with no H. Tagamo Model Works is joining us. Dan the Pizza Man Genovese. Toshiro. He says, I'm stoked. We need more of these where you guys do a small strip. Fun stuff. When he says when we do a small strip, he's talking about cartoon strips. He's not. Okay.
I strip before every show.
I was like, Kelsey. Kelsey's sitting there like buck naked right now with a G-string on. That's
it's hot in here in the summertime. It's
exactly.
Is it buck naked or is it butt naked?
I think it's
buck.
I think it's buck, but butt actually works better, doesn't it? Butt naked.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's Kelsey.
I believe it is buck naked.
Yeah, that's Kelsey's stripper name.
Buck naked.
Buck naked. Now on center stage.
That's right. You wanted him. He's here. Buck naked. Oh my goodness. Andy Dalliff is here. Neil Orr is joining us. Caleb Reynolds, Kellraiser, Birdman Burr, Squibs, Gnomeski, Fox Molders made the journey in. Brian Norton all the way from Japan, of course. He says, Hail Graybeards, hope I see Charlie getting revenge on Lucy. I did have kind of this idea of like a Punisher kind of idea. Charlie, but I thought, I don't know if that's keeping in the spirit of...
I'll take it, because I didn't have an idea.
There you go. There you go. Old Dirty Fatty says, oh my gosh, we get more Kelsey. That's right. And more Kelsey's off camera that we don't get to see. Be thankful for that. The Normie Nerd is here. Squibs and nominated.
It's David.
Anonymity T2. Good evening. That's what I was trying to say. 40-year-old Graybeard is here.
Look, it's me.
Omer, is that where's the hair?
Oh, that's true.
Tim Elf is here. I'm sorry. I always call him Tim Elf. Omer Glitch, Jay Dread, Nomadaman. You know how many long it took me to learn how to say Nomadaman, and I've got it now.
What makes you think you're saying it right?
Well, I've convinced myself that I am.
Oh, okay.
So therefore, let's see here. Art of Roy is joining us. Zombie Chow. I'm pretty sure Gary has a story about peanuts.
I want to know. Yes.
Stealth X. Actually, I have a story about peanuts. Stealth X5 for $2. Hello, thank you, Stealth, for joining us. Appreciate it. Merv the Astro Chimp is in the chat. Also known as Zaid Comics. Also known as that guy that does that stuff. Past Master Dan. Phil. It went right out of my. How can I not think of Phil's name? And then there it is. Okay, sorry. Okay, I think we got Citizen Ronan Caesar is here. Pantheon, Best Age Comics, Bloody Drake, Dale A is joining us along with Hostman's Lounge. I'll be dancing like Snoopy when I see those comic strips. Crisis Comics. Chris is comics, but is that Crisis or Chris is comics? He says it's butt naked. Butt naked. Rand Arrington says bow chicka bow bow. Well, that's of course directed at Kelsey and his stage performance.
Butt naked.
That's right. Slick Willie's here. Robert Jones Pills is joining us. The Spaceman is here.
Let's get this demonetized.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey. Is that Arthur Adams in there?
Yeah, it is. You gotta watch out for that guy.
Boobage. Squibs for $1.99. What comic is that, Kelsey?
This is the excellent giant-sized Kung Fu Bible stories.
Yeah.
That has.
Hold on a second. When was that? I've never seen that. When was that?
I've never seen that either.
This was in 2014. It's got this killer Bruce Timm story up front. Look at this. Yep. This is like the greatest double pager. It's got Tom Scioli in it.
It's Bible. What's the title again?
Giant-sized Kung Fu Bible stories.
Okay, so it's like
a Marvel parody.
Pharaoh a roundhouse kick.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. There's no actual Bible stories in this.
It's a parody of those oversized books. And,
yeah.
But Bruce Timm, that's like his best work, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Ryan Otley and I did a pretty damn good job too. Look at this guy.
Yeah, that was good. But
yeah, Andy Kuhn's in here, I think.
I have never seen this. How long ago this?
Eric Larson. Yeah.
Oh, that ruined it. But
come on, look at it.
He put it together. Eric.
Yeah, it was Eric, and in fact, you could see them. He and Bruce playing with toys. Where is it? Here it is. Like, here's Eric Larson and Bruce Timm lighting their toys on fire. That was pretty funny.
He didn't make Eric bald enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. He's being too nice.
Is that who? Oh, it's Adam Warren. That is Adam Warren.
Adam Warren.
Look at it. He's looking at the box set of Muffy the Vampire Flayer. I don't know.
Fillet her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great book. I really enjoyed that. I always love the big, oversized books. It's always fun. And yeah, it's got these great pieces by Art Adams in here. Yeah, I don't know if there's more Tom Scioli. I guess that's Tom.
Hey, Gary, do you live with anybody?
Negative.
Then just sneeze. You don't have to cover your mouth when you sneeze.
I was trying to cover the sound.
Let us hear it.
Yeah, you don't
Getting on you. Yeah.
Unleashed.
This is pretty amazing. I have to look this up.
Yeah,
I want one too.
More sweet Art Adams.
Very nice.
I guess that's the chick from
After Weight Loss. Yeah,
Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Ursula.
Yeah.
After some weight loss. Yeah.
Weight
loss
that was in her prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. I don't see my name on here.
Wow. Jeez.
Oh, well.
Right.
Back to Fat Ninja.
Yeah. Geek Avenger for $5. Says someone please draw Snoopy in his World War I fighter ace outfit. Baron Manfred von Richtenhofen's birthday is coming up on May 2nd. I've got that covered. Don't worry about that.
So who are we going to snub if you don't do it? He's dead, so how's he know? Honored by you drawing.
Well,
and would he be honored if you drew Snoopy?
Well, maybe some family members might be. I don't know.
Maybe they hate the idea of Snoopy representing.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever think of that? Jeez.
They're like, not this again. Yeah.
Let's take a moment and go around the horn here and see what offerings people may or may have to share with our esteemed chat. David, what do you got there?
Got some ass kicking.
Oh wow! Oh, I haven't seen that finish.
That's right, third time's a charm. There it is, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out good.
Yeah, of course it did.
Oh my!
And this is the one from the week before. I still got to put the lettering on it and send it off because this is already sold. But this one's for sale if anybody wants it.
Aaron, I'm surprised you still, after all this time, don't realize that you're competing against Black Jesus.
There you go. And here's this Star Trek piece that I owned Aaron on. And this one's for sale too.
That's fine.
So,
thankfully, I was not around that day.
If you guys are interested, please contact me through any of the social media on Twitter, Instagram, or you can take bids now. So come on.
Yeah,
but not on the. This one's gone. This one's gone.
Rocketeer's gone.
There you go.
Is that? Oh, he's got bongo drums. Oh my god.
Okay.
I want to see you play the bongos and the trumpet at the same time. Then I'll have some respect for you.
And also,
you take that kid's toys away from him.
Oh, cool.
Fearsome's almost finished, so I got approved for the very last page. So that's going to be finished here soon, and that book is going to wrap up like within a week. Huh?
I was going to put a link for the Fearsome preview book, but he closed it down.
Yeah.
Oh,
too bad for everybody else, but now they're going to have to get the book.
Yep, still sad.
Yep.
I like that driving shot. Looks great.
Oh, thanks.
I know you take the boring scenes and make them really interesting. Very nice work.
I take interesting scenes and make them boring.
That's well, weird. You know, it's a talent. It's a talent.
Wow,
this is great looking stuff, David.
Thanks.
This will be killer.
That's that bottom panel on the left. Looks like Aaron checking out his hot neighbor.
There you go. He's like,
oh, you mean that's Gary that does that? That is not me. See that's a perfect example of gaslighting, as Gary.
Yeah. Yep.
And there you go.
Yeah, very cool.
Trying not to show you a non-spoiler page.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We always worried about that, and by the time the book comes out, people forgot everything he showed them anyway. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember this page."
That's true.
Yeah, I don't believe in spoilers. Spock dies in the end.
Oh, Gary sharing his bongos with us. Thank you, David. Those was some good stuff. Okay, Gary. So what do you got?
Nice bongos you got there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
He's feeling the pressure of being in close up. I'll pull back out here so you don't.
Next week, Aaron has okayed for me to, after the show, to auction off the infamous Bruce Lee illustration that
didn't make the book. That was taken out because of Gina.
Well, nobody wants it now. It hadn't been published.
No, this is a test. I mean, all the hubbub. We'll see how popular Bruce is, and if we have time, I'll auction my last Tachyon page, penciled by Aaron and inked by me.
Oh. There you go. So it's going to be
Bruce Lee. That's after the show next week.
That's right. So you guys save your pennies and be ready for some hot bidding action for Bruce Lee.
Hot bidding.
I'm not anticipating any hot bidding on Tachyon, but they did make a HeroClix out of the character, so you got that. So, all right. Citizen Ronan says, "Are we supposed to snap our fingers after Gary plays? Like, cool, Daddy-O."
Yeah. You got to do some beat poetry with it. There's people who have spent money. I don't know if beat poetry.
I was going to say, are you trying to do Shatner?
Yeah, Shatner beat
Give
poetry.
me that crazy beat.
Dig it, Daddy-O.
Daddy-O. So, Kelsey, got anything you want to show us other than
the winning piece from last week?
Oh,
right?
My goodness, not a competition.
Oh, was this not? That wasn't last week. Hang on. Was it this one? Yeah, I know. It was.
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, it was definitely good, whatever I did. I know. Was it this one?
That was a month ago or something.
Oh, all right.
That one, I hope, when we have
we did Buscema last. That's it. That is not a winner.
It's not, and I was trying to fix it up, and I probably could do something with it, but he was getting too dark. So if I silhouetted him, he would be dark. So I made him a ghost for some reason. I don't know why he's fighting Wolverine's ghost. And I got rid of the other guy, and then I just got tired of it. I'm like, what am I? Just admit defeat already. I was like,
they can't all be winners.
Yeah, thank God this is not a competition.
I know. I just want to keep it nice and very and not too intense. It's a nice face though, right there.
Yeah, that looks like an oil painting.
Yeah, very. I mean, I could do something magical, but I just don't have the time.
Right. You've got to do your magic on other stuff that actually pays the bills. So,
so there it is. That's it. Just the results of last week's trauma session.
You know what they say? They say it's it's the thought that counts. It's the effort that counts. It's not. There we go. I got everybody in their rightful place.
All right, good.
Okay, well, I actually have some stuff to show. How about that? So I have my little Charlie Brown book that I got in second grade, and I still have it. Have it your way, Charlie Brown. There it is. Right there. And I wrote my my name, address, and phone number on the front cover. So if in case it got lost at school, this is back in the day when people would find stuff and actually return it. So
you spelled your name with one A in that. Why'd you do that? No, I
didn't. It was AA.
I made you look.
Yeah, you did actually. Joke's on me. All right, so let me show you some real art. I mean, let me show you some art. All right, so David was, of course, blustering about how he kicked my butt last week. I don't know. You guys be the judge. So there's the Rocketeer.
Oh.
But there's the Buscema piece finished.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Look at Mud Butt.
Mud Butt's running for his life right there. Mud Butt's running for his life.
Little people of the world have a new friend in Aaron.
That's right. And of course.
Notice the two characters in the foreground are completely emotionless over what's happening to their
friend. Yeah,
they're indifferent to whatever happens to him.
He's kind of a drag. I think they're hoping that he's.
I did look at this and go, I should have had a more shocked expression on the girl's face, but it's just a sketch.
It's like, there he goes again.
She looks like, not again.
Yeah. Mud Butt's about to get eaten by a dragon again.
He smells. Just get eaten already.
But look at all this stuff that.
Who wants to eat Mud Butt?
Now I'm sure there's somebody out there.
You're thinking of Black Lagoon. You're thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got all this stuff in here that some of it's Graybeard, some of it isn't, and all of it's for sale. So you don't want to. I filled up like a couple of portfolios thanks to this show.
What is this? Haas Superman? Holy crap!
Lumpy Superman, yeah.
He's got a Bruce Lee abs going on there.
Oh yeah,
I like it. Chunky soups.
Yeah, that's what
chunky soups. I just made that up.
There's acrylic Conan.
Lepresti.
Yeah. Those look
so
good.
I got all this stuff in there, but one other thing I did want to share was I'm covering up some of this page because I don't want to give it all away. But this is Kit Carter page. Look at that Frazetta foliage down there.
Wow.
Saw that on Twitter. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. The one thought I had is that like some kind of Dizzy Gillespie pterodactyl. You got that?
Oh, the beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Dizzy Gillespie goatee.
Yeah, he's he's a jazz.
But those are what? Those are feathers.
Sort of.
You don't even know, do you?
Well, I wanted him to kind of be feather looking, but I also kind of wanted him to be sort of not traditional feathers.
I know what they are.
I thought his back was on fire. I didn't know that.
For crying out
loud. David, what are they actually?
Dicks.
Oh.
Bit of a warbler for a I don't know if that. Wow. Well, enough of that.
Aaron, there was a chat earlier that we all missed.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get it in a second.
Didn't you hear the kazoos and the slide whistles and the bongos?
I never can tell if that's like that's someone driving by his window, or if he's actually making noise.
Yeah, the beatniks hanging outside.
Well, what it sounds like on your end and what we're hearing is not exactly the same. There you go. This is a page from Kit Carter, colored by our own Kelsey Shannon. Look at that.
I promise I'll color more at some point.
Yeah. I got to send you those belt fixes too. I forgot to do that.
Oh,
There you go, Lord Menace in his throne room, menacing his crew there.
it's not just a clever name.
No, it's very, it says what it is.
I'm
think this is
guessing.
correct.
I'm guessing he named himself with, like, when he was in junior high.
Yes, and then kind of grew into
Will you
the name.
guys please, from now on, call me Lord Menace?
Sure, whatever you say, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Biff.
He's not to be trifled with, this guy. So
Do you do designs as you go, or do you do them on separate piece of paper and say, "Oh, this is it"? Yeah.
him I designed on separate piece of paper because I wanted to kind of I didn't want to just kind of wing it and have it be stupid. I mean, it may be stupid, but at least I planned it that way.
No, it's good stupid. It's like good stupid.
Yeah, I meant to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like the monsters and stuff, I just wing them as I go along.
Gotcha.
I knew I wanted some sort of pterodactyl type bird, and so I just kind of, futzed around with it till I got it. Which sometimes damages. Yeah, it sometimes damages your paper because of all the erasing, which is dumb. Which you should do it in the sketchbook, kind of figure it out and then do it. But I usually don't.
Well, I know Kelsey is praying that you design these characters beforehand so he doesn't have to fix them in the colors.
Well, no such luck. He has a lot of fixing to do. Fox Mulder.
Good thing I haven't colored anything.
That's right. Yeah. Fox Mulder for $25 says, I mainly just wanted to hear whatever Gary's new sound will be, but I also wanted to ask if any of you prefer the look of the early Peanuts art style from the 50s. That's actually what
I do. Actually, I like that stuff.
Yeah, it's funny how it sort of evolved. It's almost like his style became more to match the cartoon show or the cartoons, because the 50s were a little bit different. But I do kind of like him. Geek Avenger for 5. Political correctness is lame. Why don't one of you draw Snoopy as Bruce Lee?
Oh, there you go. Now you're talking.
Or race swap Snoopy. That's a
Okay. All right. So it looks like we should get going on this.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I forgot. We have things.
No more stalling. I'm going to do my. You guys, we got 280 right now. I'm sure this will grow as the show goes. But please hit the like and subscribe if you guys have not done that, so we can continue to come up with absurd entertainment like you're getting right here and no place else. So thank you very much for that. And let's get this show on the road.
Well, as you can see, my glass is empty. And
it's not even half empty.
I'm definitely going to need a drink for this one. So I'll be right back.
You get the old creative juices flowing, huh? All right.
Did you see the type of glass he was using?
It was like a big mug, wasn't it?
It's like it was a jar with a handle.
Yeah.
So that's like he's living up to his rep.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a, what do you call it? Not a Viking thing, but old world.
No. This would look like a canning jar with the
Well, maybe
something that you would get in the South.
Well, okay. So I was going to say. So he's got his whiskey in the bathtub, and then he's taking fruit jars and
right
melding handles on them so that they can use them as drinking devices.
The chat, I'm sorry, David.
I said he's getting his moonshine. That's all.
Yeah. The chat was asking about my campaign, and I'm shipping international, so international books are going out, and some of you people in exotic lands will be getting an email from me telling you how much the shipping is. And then after that, I'll be shipping the prints and working on the art commissions. And so people who getting the art commissions, you'll also be hearing from me confirming the character that you want. So
You'll be hearing from me.
Brush with Destiny, Black Lines Matter update.
Black lines.
Black lives splatter all over Chicago. What? Huh?
Wait, I didn't say it. You did. I've been realizing that speaking of, well, actually, first of all, how many sketches do you have to do?
For what?
Gary, didn't you say you were doing?
Yeah, I haven't counted yet. Probably like 8 to 10.
Okay, I have to do.
They're not sketches. I have to ink them.
Well, okay, well that's your problem, but
yeah, when you ink it, it's not a sketch anymore.
Well, that's true, but it could be an ink sketch.
Well, if you don't like it, then it's an ink sketch.
Right. Well, I am doing like 50. I have to do over 50 Kit Carter headshots for these orders.
In ink.
In ink. Well,
Yes, I would not consider that a sketch.
So you get that, but I'm mixing them up. I'm not using a template. I'm trying to keep them original.
Well, there'll be a cycle. Once you do like 5, then you'll start all over again.
Well, yeah, because there's only so many, headshots, different angles. But yeah, so I'm working on those because I realize that if I start fulfilling and I suddenly realize, oh my gosh, I've got like 56, 60 headshots to do, and I'll be just grinding away doing that. But get ahead of it, man. Do some now, so that, by the time you're ready to ship, they're almost all done, or perhaps will be all done.
That's
At
the
least that's what I'm
preference.
hoping for.
Before you send the book, get it at least some way done. Some.
Yeah, I want to try and get it pretty much finished before I ship it out.
I'm sure that would be appreciated.
So is anyone announcing what they're doing, or we're just going to surprise when you reveal the strip?
Kelsey's still trying to figure it out.
I have a germ of an idea, but
I know exactly. I'm so proud of myself. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Did we discuss this a few days ago?
Not specifically.
Oh, okay.
Buddha Bear says that he has a Frankie B. Washington sketch of Snoopy as Batman and Bird as Robin.
oh,
That's
Woodstock. Woodstock
yeah.
is Robin.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Who did it?
Frankie B. Washington.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
George's brother, right?
Yeah.
Says
Frankie B.
he did for a small patch run. I don't know what a small patch run is. So now, see, Buddha, we're all confused.
Yeah, Buddha.
It is that is a good idea, making Batman and Robin now.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if that's what David has in mind.
Yeah.
I hate the way paper is made. Like, I line up this edge with the edge of this paper, draw a line, and it's crooked. I lined it up right with the edge of the damn paper, and it's just.
Yeah, I do the same thing. You use the paper as a guide, and then you scan it, and it's off.
Yeah, it's way off.
Yeah.
Jerks, paper jerks.
Yeah. This is stupid.
Paper jerks.
Stupid paper jerks. All right, whatever.
I always try to I'm sitting here trying to do math, trying to figure out, okay, how do I divide this in 3? And it's like 14 inches divided by 3. Okay, then it's like, oh.
Did you measure it, or are you just eyeballing it?
Well, I'm going to eyeball it in a minute because I'm trying to measure it, and it's like too many fractions in here. And
I'll carry the one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what's going on here, man? 4.7? What does that even mean?
Just eyeball it. Just wing it. You don't even read the script, but you're worried about math? Get out of here.
I read my own scripts because they're
okay.
See, that would be too big. Right there. I think.
Buddha Bear is clarifying. He says it's a cool piece the auction. Oh, am I missing something here?
Probably you are.
It's a cool piece. The auction amount. When to him to see, this doesn't make sense.
See, it's like he's trying to explain it, and it's getting worse.
It is getting worse. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, it's not. But the nugget of what you were saying got through, and that's what's important.
Yes, it's the nugget that is important.
Art of Roy's clarifying. Frankie has worked on almost every sketch card set I have, but the man loves giant creatures. So he's a sketch card specialist.
I see. I heard man love in there, and I was like, I'm getting a little confused about that.
All right, Aaron. We're down.
See, I got to make sure I get enough room for these thought balloons up here. I better make that doghouse smaller. I'm gonna be in trouble.
While you guys are sketching in your concepts, I'll regale you with an incident.
I do want to.
This weekend. So Sunday morning, went out to the show, the Salem Mid-Valley Comic Art Expo, something in Salem, Oregon. It didn't start till 10 a.m., so I thought I'd get up and have myself a nice leisurely breakfast. It was a nice sunny day. Went to a breakfast place, and it was the only one around, so I was kind of locked into it. I won't name the establishment
like Denny's or anything like that. You're not going to.
It was well, it's a chain.
Red Robin.
For breakfast, Kelsey.
Oh, okay.
So I go in, and it's kind of crowded, and so the waitress trying to sit me at the table by the door right next to a window where the morning sun is beaming in right onto where I would be sitting.
And you weren't having any of that.
Exactly. So I politely asked.
Here we go.
The sun is coming right on, and can I sit at another table? And she gives me the look, and looks around, and there's another table on the other side of the restaurant in the corner, which is like the furthest. Are you done, Kelsey?
Yeah, I'm done. There's storytelling going on here.
Wow.
Alrighty.
Yeah, the little bird.
Okay, so anyway,
thanks for participating.
Yeah, she was easily annoyed. I could tell, but she didn't want to have to walk all the way to the other side of the restaurant to seat me. But she was, letting me know in body language and groans that she wasn't happy. So I'm thinking, this is.
You're like, this is going to be good. All right. No, not that table. I want the other table. No, not that one.
Well, no, I'm thinking that you don't want to mess with people that serve you food.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Mess with them.
And so I'm hoping, she's not my waitress, but luck would have it. So I order my breakfast, and the table is the furthest away from the kitchen as possible in that restaurant. Order my breakfast. My usual convention breakfast is, flapjacks and bacon. I like my bacon.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Extra crispy.
Oh, no.
So I always order, when I say bacon, then I say, can you make sure you tell the cook extra crispy? And I usually say extra crispy because when I just say extra crispy, I don't think the cook, they're worried they're going to burn it. And I'm always worried that they're going to undercook it, not overcook it. So I said extra crispy. So when my food comes, the bacon is flaccid.
That's never a word a guy wants to hear, you know.
Oh,
And they
No.
never want that in their mouth.
Exactly. And so she starts to leave, and I say, "Excuse me, I ordered my bacon extra crispy," and she gives me the look again. So she just grabs my plate and starts heading for the kitchen. And it's like, wait a minute, hold on. I want to eat breakfast. Can't you leave the plate and just take the bacon so I can eat?
Oh,
And she's like, well, what do I carry the bacon on?
just bring me
And I
more
said,
bacon.
well, how about you get a plate? See, like, she's the professional and I'm the customer, and I'm explaining to her her job.
Somebody's got to do it.
And then, you know how when you tell a kid you want them to do something that they don't want to do, and their whole body kind of that's what she was doing. But the thought of her having to walk back to the kitchen and get a plate and bring it back to me. So she, goes through her antics, and she does that, brings the plate. I put the bacon on it. She takes it back. She, several minutes later, she brings back the bacon, still not really overjoyed with me. So I'm eating my pancakes are half gone by this time. And I'm looking at the bacon, and it looked perfect. It looked exactly the way I wanted it. But based on this waitress's attitude, I had no idea what they were doing with my bacon in the back. So I decided not to eat it. And so when I left the restaurant, obviously she didn't get a tip. But I also left her uneaten bacon that was lying on the plate, mocking her.
You make a little face out of it, like flipping her the bird or something. Like,
No, I didn't think I had to do anything. When she came back to see all that trouble, and the bacon's still uneaten. So that gave me joy the rest of the day.
Oh my gosh.
Good work, Gary. Good work.
Yeah, excellent job, Gary. You're the man.
Boy, I wish the camera was on your face when you said that.
Oh my goodness.
So that's, bacon extra crispy.
So really, when you complain about your order, you're basically taking your life into your hands.
Right.
And so you're not comfortable eating it, even if you get it the way you want it.
Well, that's why I'm, trying to be as polite as possible, because I don't want, creative stuff going on with my food in the back.
Yeah. Like what do you think? Like, what do you think they did to it?
Oh, I don't even want to speculate.
Yeah, I hate the idea of eating out nowadays, because I've had some friends that told me some horror stories, so I try not to think about it.
Well, especially if you've ever worked in a kitchen, you know what goes on.
I worked in a little kitchen in a movie theater, and it was perfect. I never did anything awful to anybody's food, and I mean that.
Yeah, your fellow employees.
Took great pride in my work, making the best chicken tenders I can deep fry. But yeah, I know most people aren't, kind and good.
I used to work in a restaurant.
Do their job
I
correctly.
was a grill cook, and you can get a little dirty back there, but I never did anything, unsavory to someone's meal. That's for sure.
A little dirty, like spicy jokes or something.
No, I mean, it's
dropping stuff and putting on the plate anyway.
No, I would never do that.
No, I don't mean you. I mean
Others.
What they would do.
I've
Others
seen
have
that
done.
many times.
If you like Google, not Google, but go on YouTube, they have all these horrific videos of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you should see what they stir drinks with nowadays. No,
Oh my God.
It's a zip.
Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so.
Is for heretics.
You want a
ever
Long
watch the movie?
Island iced tea?
Oh,
I'm sorry, Dan, I interrupted you.
I said, you want a Long Island iced tea?
Yeah, oh boy.
Iced tea.
Oh no! Somebody stop him.
Yeah, please. H is for heretic says, you ever watch the movie Waiting Satan?
yeah, it's. I watch it
Oh.
every night before church. It's great. Why in the world would I watch a movie called Waiting Satan?
Never heard of it. Wizard Sleeve says, different kind of swizzle stick.
Yeah.
Swizzle dick.
I think that was implied. Yeah.
David Williams, ladies and gentlemen, he's here all week.
I can't help but say it. Put it in my head.
Well, I'm always more worried about going to fast food places and causing problems, because that's where you think, okay, there's some serious stuff going on. Like, you saw that video of that guy standing in the lettuce at, was it Burger King or someplace? I mean, he got fired, but still, how much food went out the door that he was standing on, you know?
He was doing what? Like the lettuce on the floor?
No, he had it in the plastic tubs they have it in, you know?
Yeah.
He had him sitting on the floor and had 1 foot in each tub of lettuce.
Why?
Just to be a jerk.
Bored.
And then he had his friend video it, and then they posted it, and then he got fired, of course.
They were serving after he was serving that.
Yeah, that he was
Trod upon
standing
lettuce.
in. He goes, "This is your lettuce at Burger King," and he's standing in it.
Oh boy.
So,
Did you say Burger King?
I think I shouldn't name any restaurants. I don't recall exactly which one it was, but
Yeah, I want to make a mental note.
that's why I don't make a fuss at restaurants, because I don't unless it's
You never say anything?
not unless it's like egregious. I mean, if they bring you the wrong
What
order.
qualifies?
Well, okay, one thing generally they will always get wrong is, unless you're in a really good steakhouse, you order a steak, which I don't that often, but you say, "Oh, I want it medium," or, whatever. They never get it right.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not going to send it back, because then it comes.
Oh, you eat it anyway.
Yeah. So like if I order a medium, and most of the time you'll get a medium rare. And so then you're like, okay, you send it back, and then it comes back well done. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like,
So what if you order a medium and it's well done?
As long as it's not like, if it was like overly done so that it was
No,
chewy.
well done. No pink in it, no color at all.
Well, as long as it was edible.
You're crazy.
Okay. So what if it was well done and there was a fly on it?
Like a dead fly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, of course I would go, yo, you got a dead bug here. Now we were in Australia.
No, you got a dead bug.
Yeah, we were in Australia, and we were at this restaurant, and there was a huge salad bowl, kind of like it wasn't really buffet style, but you could go up and make your own salad, right? They had a big salad bowl and different things you could put in the salad, right? There was a giant praying mantis hanging off the side of the salad bowl.
Well, at least he wasn't in the salad.
Well, yeah, but it was like it looked like a piece of lettuce hanging off the side of the bowl, So you got up close, and I was like, I pointed it out to Shelly, and she was just so grossed out immediately, and I thought it was great. I was like, check that out, And, so of course, then we told the waitress, you gotta praying mantis hanging off your salad bowl. And she went, "Ew!" And she picked up the entire salad bowl and went in the back room, and then later came out with a new salad bowl. Who knows what actually the procedure was? But of course, something like that happens, you're going to complain.
Spambot is in the same school as you, Aaron. Says, if I'm letting someone else cook for me, I always lower my standards.
Yeah.
My burger is tossed into the bag unwrapped. I'll be happy there's at least 2 buns.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same. It'd have to have like a praying mantis on it for me to say something.
Well, the other
because they will do something as soon as you send it back.
Well, if you go through a drive-through, unless you check the bag, they will always screw it up. Always.
Yeah.
And if you check the bag, they never screw it up. But if you don't, you get home and you're like, this isn't right. And so, I mean, I go back in when they screw up my order like that and get it,
I learned my lesson with the drive-through. I don't like mayo on my burgers.
Of course
I'm
you
a
don't.
ketchup mustard. I'm a ketchup mustard guy. And so I used to have a neighborhood Jack in the Box that I would frequent often. And
they had your picture on the wall.
Yeah. That guy is bad, or get him back. So I would just order the burger, and I'd say, no mayonnaise, please. And one time I get home, I was check the burger, open it up, and not only did it have mayonnaise, it had extra mayonnaise. It looked like whoever made the burger laid it on with a spatula. So I think they were making a statement.
I like mayonnaise.
I do too. I'd be like, ooh, extra mayo.
Yeah. I didn't even pay for this.
For me, that was gross. I don't want to see that white stuff squirting out of my burger.
Well, when you put it like that. Geez.
Yeah. You don't want to say it like that.
Now, let David say it like that.
Yeah,
there you go.
Creative, that's incorrect. I like my bacon extra crispy and my burgers without mayonnaise. I mean, that's
eggs.
Burger. And I like lo mein without vegetables.
Well, you can like it. That doesn't mean you're going to get it. All right, here is my absolute worst story.
Before you regale us, hold on a second.
What the heck was that? Oh, I assume you're telling me there's a super chat here.
Yes.
Geek Avenger for $2. Thank you so much. He goes, it wasn't mayo. I knew that was coming. Oh gosh. Blech. I'm going to puke. I think I had a garbage can close by. Okay. So where were we? I don't even remember, but this was like years ago traveling. I think probably one of the many times I drove back and forth from up here to USC when I was going to school down in LA. And, so it's someplace probably in Northern California, more kind of podunky, off either Highway 99, which is the coastal highway, right? Well, 101.
Yeah.
The coastal highway is 101.
Yeah.
It's probably on that because every once in a while I do that for it's scenic. It takes you like 6 hours longer.
Well, when you say podunky, there's not really much civilization between Sacramento and the Oregon border.
Yeah. So I pull into this breakfast, mom and pop sort of breakfast place in this really small kind of Der Wiener Schnitzel kind of town,
Was the a sun beaming in the window?
Yes, actually it was. It was quite cheery until I got in. So we're sitting there and the waitress comes up. And, I said, can I get a couple of, we get some water and, orange juice or something. So he brings the juice. And there's this other family in there that was like, I don't know, 8 people. And that was it. The only people in the restaurant. And I'm looking, you you can see like back into the kitchen where they stick the tickets up that little window that's always cut there, you know, in the wall.
The ordering window.
Yeah. And somebody was sitting back there with their legs up on the counter. You could see the legs sticking up with their feet up, right? And there was no action going on in the kitchen.
You could only see the legs up.
Yeah, you'd see a little part of this person in the legs, you know.
You couldn't see like the cook's unibrow.
No. I think it was a woman actually, but
okay.
Same thing.
That's where
So we're watching this family, and we've been there for we got the drinks right away, but then we're sitting there for about 15 minutes, and this family's still, we don't know how long they've been there. And we keep waiting, and they finally bring, I think 20 minutes after we were there, they finally bring this family their food. And then the waitress comes up to us and goes, the cook's a little slow today. So we're not
like he's retarded or something.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
No. I was kind of like, what do you mean slow? And
got a hangover?
He just got off the special bus.
So we stayed there long enough, kind of just watching this whole scene play out. And we probably were there 30 minutes. And this cook had never moved from having his or her legs up on the counter. Right. So it wasn't that the cook was being slow. It was that the cook was not doing anything.
Taking a nap.
And so we were we're like, what is going on? And the waitress wouldn't come out and tell us what was going on. But she was like, well, she's just really moving a little slow today. And so I don't know how long it's going to be before you get your food. And so we're sitting there in our minds just going, well, is the cook pissed off at somebody? And so therefore making a statement? Are they hungover?
Bacon extra crispy.
Yeah.
He wore himself out doing that. Yeah.
We were there at least for, like I said, at least 30 minutes. We finally decided, because we desperately wanted to see if they'd actually bring the food. But it got to be such a long wait that it wasn't worth the science experiment.
Yeah, sometimes hunger supersedes comedy.
Right. And we could never get the exact answer of what her problem was back there. But I just found it really interesting that, there was no one else in the restaurant. There wasn't a manager. There was just those two, the one waitress and whoever the cook was back there with their feet up on the counter, not working. And I was just stunned by this going, you got one job. And it wasn't like it was busy in there. It was just this family that who knows how long they had waited to get their food. And then us sitting there and just this person did not move a muscle the 30 minutes we were there. And the waitress just going, it's going to take, it's going to be a little slow today. And you're just like, what is it? So we finally left, but very strange.
At least she didn't add insult to injury by saying, we don't serve your kind here.
Your kind.
It's kind of like
Southern accent.
Yeah, they don't serve white college students.
I'm with Henry Bemis when he says Black Bear Diner always is reliable. Yeah, I love Black Bear Diner.
I had one incident where I got kicked out of a diner, and it wasn't even my fault. Some friends and I, we all went to I think it was Denny's, and it was like 2 a.m, so they were open all night. I don't know if they still have them open all night, but obviously the waiter was at the end of a very long day, because my friend, he's like, what do you want? I'm like, oh, I want one of those raspberry iced teas. That sounds good. And then my friend, he goes, what do you want? And he's like, well, how much are your refills? And he's like, they're free. And he's like, well, can I have a refill? And he was like, get out. He just immediately like changed and like
He actually told you guys to get out.
yeah, he escorted us like to the door.
They're
And we were
banned.
laughing. We were laughing our ass off the whole time. I mean, it's like I really wanted to eat, but that was funny.
You're banned from Denny's. Like,
Yeah.
just the one restaurant or the whole chain?
Well, that's funny. I mean, because I last time we were at Denny's, it was like a picture of you up in. I thought it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I always get the blame. It was my friend.
Now
that
that
did
you
it.
mentioned Denny's, that's where I had the bacon incident. It was Denny's.
Oh, okay. I haven't eaten at a Denny's in a while. We got the Waffle House around here.
Just to clarify for the chat, I don't think I said there was nothing between Sacramento and the Oregon border. I think I said there's no civilization.
I'm
There's
sure
lots
there's
of
land
stuff to
and
see. It's very scenic, but
lot of
parks, Shasta, all that stuff. But
lots of microbreweries all along there, right?
yeah, so it's not a lot of hipsters between Sacramento and Oregon.
Interesting. Yeah.
No, I thought they were all in Eugene.
They are.
Oh, okay.
If you go any place late night like Denny's or any of those type of restaurants, you're asking for trouble. They're open, but it's questionable whether they should be open or not.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You're always taking a gamble what kind of food you're going to get when your waitress is missing their front teeth.
yes, and there's always this sort of that seems to be the people that work the late shift. There seems to be a serious lack of motivation.
Yeah. Well, at that point in their life, what do they have to look forward to?
Yeah, but look, it's like we went to this, what's the pie place around here? They always claim they have award-winning pies, but their pies suck. And I'm like, where are you getting these awards from?
That's Sherry's, isn't it?
Yes, thank you. And
Yeah, I agree with the pie situation there.
me and a friend of mine went in there, and it wasn't that late, but it was after 10 o'clock, right? And they're 24-hour. And, it might have been 10:30, so it wasn't like particularly late. We just went in there to get a piece of pie, right? There's nobody in there. One other group of teenagers, smoking pot in the booth next to us. And that was pretty much it. And we sat there. The guy came. We took our order. He's like, yeah, a piece of apple pie, a piece of cherry pie. That was the order. And we sat there for at least 20 minutes. Nothing. After we ordered. And I'm like, there's nobody in here. How hard is it to go cut a piece of pie and bring it? We finally.
They had to run to Tippins, go get a pie.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. We got to go get the award-winning pie because we don't make it here. And we got up and I got so pissed off. We got up and left. And I said, I just said, does it take you guys 30 minutes to deliver a piece of pie when there's no one in this restaurant? And he was like, and we just stormed off and went to another pie place.
I went to a Denny's once and ordered, and the food didn't come, and I didn't see my waitress again. I don't know how long I was waiting, but I finally flagged down another waitress and asked her about it, and she says, "Oh, your waitress went on break." It's like, what?
Right in the middle of your
Yeah, I mean, she went on break before she brought my food out. So guess what happened to my food? It was sitting on the.
You gotta be kidding.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. Brian Norton says Kelsey's picture is even up at Denny's here in Japan.
This guy asked for refills without paying for them. Man, I just looked at David's. I think we're doing the same idea.
No, I did mine first though.
What makes you say that?
Because you see mine almost done.
Yeah, but you're doing yours like a comic, like a real comic strip. So I was doing mine in more the Schulz tradition. Now I feel stupid. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, mine's done too. What do you mean yours is done?
I don't even see yours. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I can't see anything, Kelsey.
Well, see, that's how I maintain. My
Charlie Brown in a snowstorm. It's like the John Byrne X-Men story.
Well, now it'll come to just who executes the idea better.
Yeah. You better add color and a lot of red, bitch.
Your joke better be good.
It is good. You can't see it?
No, I don't see any words on there.
I can see the close-up of the football and close-up.
It doesn't need words.
I can't see what's going on in the last panel. Okay, I see it. All right.
My fear is I'm going to spend most of my time doing the lettering on this, like I did that Calvin and Hobbes.
I think, David, did you see someone in the chat suggested that?
I had it before that person suggested it.
Okay.
It frustrated me that they suggested it. I was like, damn it.
Oh yeah, always first. I see. Yeah. Did it first.
That's right. Don't be trying to scoop David Williams.
All right. Well, Aaron is inking, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, mine is very, it's simplistic in the Schulz manner. It's not. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to thumb my nose at the tradition of Charles Schulz.
I don't know what to ink this with.
A shaky line like Schulz.
A big fat pen.
No, you should.
Yeah, honestly, big bold lines would probably work.
Use your calligraphy, your Zig pen.
I saw a video years and years and years ago as Schulz was on some talk show, and he drew Charlie Brown and Lucy with a Crowquill pen and ink with no pencils.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It was perfect.
No pencils, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Or is he's drawn them like 14,000 times or something, probably even more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. You get that so ingrained in your psyche, it's just like you just piece of cake. It's like once you get and David can probably attest to this, once you get the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes stuff in your head, you can just crank those things out.
It starts to become like handwriting. Once you learn cursive and stuff, and you just yeah. I was like that with Scooby-Doo, but thank God I flushed all that stuff.
Why was Scooby-Doo?
So you couldn't do it now?
No. I hated drawing Scooby-Doo.
Really?
Oh, I would have loved that.
I love Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I know.
I'm with David. I never liked Scooby-Doo.
And especially if you have to draw it.
Right.
I was like, I wanted to draw cool stuff. Scooby-Doo wasn't cool, And it's funny, if I go to Walmart, I'll still see stuff they're reusing that me and Jerome did, and some of the other artists, on product. And I go, man, I did that like over 20 years ago.
Well, you know what the bummer is about that is that it's like you said, you have to do it on, not on point. What's it called? On
model.
On model. Thank you. But you can't add a little bit of flair to it, to kind
Not
of.
at all. Yeah, they're real like, you can't. And I'm like, dang. And I was constantly redrawing things because I wanted to add a little bit more snap and fun to it.
Right.
Now, but that was on all consumer product stuff that was, highly established.
Right. Well, I could see how that could be frustrating, and just you just want to, this would look so good if you just let me juice it up a little. No.
Mm-hmm.
I had that same experience working on Jimmy Neutron, where it's like these big head kids, and I got everything in that movie I could possibly get. If there was a comic book, I'm like, let me draw the comic book. Just trying to do anything cool in there. So there's like cool car they made. Let me draw that. Let me figure that one out. And then I couldn't wait to just get out of there and do comics. But yeah, sometimes you don't know how good you got it till you're gone. Because man, we had the greatest ping pong championships and catered food, and it was great. It was good times. But
Yeah,
you can understand why, you know, animators want to be comic book artists and comic book artists want to be animators, because as a comic book artist, you're like, I want that security of being in a, I mean, there is no security, obviously it's an illusion, but you get that.
It's not like a 9-to-5 job.
Right. And it's like, oh, you get this studio. And like you said, there's food there and it's normal. And whereas you're a, you know, you're an animator or a character designer or something. I guess character design would be different, but if you're an animator working in, you know, product art, it's like you don't have any creative input at all. You're just doing what? Keep it on model, keep it on model. And you're just like, ugh.
I mean, the only aspect of it that you have maybe some kind of creative freedom is the composition of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Everything else, it better be, you know, razor sharp on model.
Well, they still don't they, like, you still have to get everything like approved, right? So if you get a little too crazy with your design or your composition, they might we wanted, you know, more stoic looking, not so actiony.
Yeah, every once in a while that would happen, but you know, the art director kind of reins you in and all that kind of stuff if you go too far to reservation. But we kind of understood the ecosystem after a while.
Right.
And the thing is that you're drawing for not other artists, you're drawing for some lawyers.
Oh.
You know,
that's the thing, right?
Yeah, and they're not creative, but they have these things as, oh, you can't do this and you can't do this, and
right. Yeah.
Why? You know, and they're assuming, you know, and bean counters, lawyers and bean counters are
jerks.
The people that are telling us what to draw and how to draw it. You know, they have a say, which is weird.
It's like those guys in the restaurants that throw you out for asking for free drinks.
Yeah, jerks.
Idiots. Can you imagine though if you're doing I mean, I used to want to do a newspaper strip when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
But it's like, can you imagine I have to come up with a gag every single freaking day?
Oh, a lot of them. I did a lot of study on this, and thankfully realized the error of my thought process and decided against it. But for a time, I was like really wanting to do it. The really wise ones, the good ones, the guys like Bill Watterson, for instance, would do. He would just do. I saw the Beetle Bailey guy do this as well. They'll write. I think they all do it. They'll sit down and write like a whole chunk of them. Just
right. Yeah.
Idea after idea after idea after idea. Probably go through and edit and figure out which ones are the best ones, and then they go and draw.
Well, they have like a continuity gag where they can play off.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's smart if it's just a strip. They'll do like a week's worth of drawings, and they get paid, you know, and they could relax for maybe a week, you know, or something like that. Or
Well, I read this thing, Burt Breathitt, who did Bloom County, right?
Yeah.
I was interested. It was interesting to see how many people had no idea what Bloom County was.
Oh man, awesome.
But I guess it's just the wrong generation. But anyway, he was very much kind of an adventure-seeking kind of guy, and he never would he wasn't like a homebody at all. He's always wanted to be doing stuff. So he said that he would literally screw around for 3 weeks every month and then do a month's worth of strips in that last week. And he was telling these stories where he would oftentimes end up on the plane to wherever his syndicate was. I assume New York, but I can't remember now. Like finishing up the last strip, sitting on his lap on the plane. Mm-hmm. So he would hand deliver the strips because, you know, otherwise he wouldn't get them done in time. Because
I've
so much time.
I've done that where I had to be at San Diego Con and I was drawing pages on the plane because the editor said, I'm got to see those pages. I was like, yeah, I have them. You know, I'll bring
to San Diego and you owe me pages. And you're like,
yep.
Core, I wouldn't do that.
Who of us have not done that in some form or another?
Bob Layton hired me to ink his backgrounds on this Hercules miniseries. They were due the following Monday, and this was Friday afternoon. He wanted to go to the New York Comic Con instead of finish the work, and that's why he hired me. So I was working on the inking the backgrounds while he was messing around.
Did anybody know that, or are you just revealing that now?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who knew that, but he told me. That's what he was doing.
He said, "Now get to work, monkey."
Yeah.
Well, Shelley and I did filling in blacks with Sharpie pens on the story I was doing for Marvel in the Denny's the Monday after. No, Sunday after the show. We were there working on it at night, and then in the morning, the next morning, finishing it up in the Denny's. And then I had a FedEx box with me, and I would put them in the FedEx box and go find a FedEx drop and dump it off. So I remember doing that one year in San Diego.
Denny's once again rears its ugly head.
So did you fill in the blacks about the conspiracy that the white man is trying to take over the
But I got as many blacks together as I could, and I filled in on the whole conspiracy that was going on.
Attention, black folks at Denny's.
Shelley's power to the people.
That's right. How did you guess, man? You had it all. You got it figured out. And it's, I don't think I did. I might have been doing some of the inking work because I might have actually been finishing up inking it and just handing them to Shelley, who was filling in the blacks with the marker. I can't remember, but it was an early job in my career, and you're like, yeah, this is a great way to impress people. I'm sure I'm doing my best work on the table at a Denny's in San Diego.
And you don't know who you'll run into doing that sometimes.
Well, yeah, somebody else doing the same thing.
Yeah. That's how you and Dave, actually. He was finishing his work at the table next to you.
I have had editors say, if you go to that show, man, you better not be late. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not late. Never late.
When I was living in New York doing assistant work, I worked with Ernie Cologne sometimes. And once he called me up and says, I got some amethyst pages I have to turn in, but they're not done. Can you meet me at the DC office and we'll finish up the backgrounds and then so I can put them in. So I come into the office like in the morning and we're working on the pages all day. And they're getting ready to close the office in the evening. I don't know, it was like 5 or 6 o'clock and the production guy was standing over us. So we had one page to finish and had blacks to fill in. So I was on one side of the table and he was on the other, and we were filling in the blacks on the same page at the same time.
Oh. Sounds like a date.
Oh, I hope not.
With the production manager, Rosakis, standing there hovering over us.
Wow.
I'm gonna stand right here until you get it done. You're like, grab a brush. They
Yeah,
will help.
get to work, pal. What do you think this is? It's just amazing how often that stuff, before we entered the digital age, how much that stuff was going on just on a weekly basis, right?
Yeah.
There rarely seemed to be a job that wasn't already behind by the time you started.
Yeah.
I mean, that hasn't really.
You get it, except for coloring. You get it almost last, and so it is usually late.
Well, I remember doing covers for Dial H for Hero, and I kept they were like the first one. They were like, we just need a dead guy in a hole. I was like, okay, is there a script? No, there's no script yet. We're like in a pinch. We just need this. I'm like, okay. So then I do it. Next one comes around. He's like, okay, we need a guy holding another guy. And you got a face cover. And I'm like, Is there a script I can look at? I mean, I thought, do you mind if I have any kind of like input in this? And they were like, actually, we don't have scripts for any of these. I was like, what? What do you mean? So they're just randomly doing covers for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cover deadline's different than the book deadline.
Well, yeah, because of Diamond and stuff, and it was. That's why you end up getting so many of these sort of iconic posing covers, because you'd have to do covers for the book, and no one had any freaking idea what the issue was even about.
Well, I hated it because a Folliage for Hero it had like a bunch of classics on it, like J. Move. I can't remember all who was on it, but it was like, artistic comic guys. And I'm like, oh man, I'm about to level up. And then what do they want? They want face-off cover, big guy holding other guy in his hands. Just a trope. I've seen thousands. Like, what?
I don't know how they. Well, I guess they didn't have the Diamond catalog right back in the day when, Kirby and those guys were, so they always had covers that fit what was going on inside the book.
Yeah. Well, they take the splash page and make it a cover.
Mm-hmm. I always, it just seemed when I broke in, and they had Diamond when I broke in, that they were always ahead, at least enough to at least you're doing a cover for, what reflected the story inside. And I don't know why they got so lax with the writers that they just never required anybody to actually have a script on time.
Oh man, I remember working on it was a Wildstorm thing, and Brian Stelfreeze and I had this great idea for like a Lynch story, and we were coming up with like betrayals, and we had like mapping it all out, the whole story, and then they told us we couldn't get I couldn't write it because unless I was incorporated, because they'd just done this whole bill where they got having to give payout rights stuff, so they had this whole incorporation thing. So I'm like, well, crap. And they were like, well, if you get a writer for this. So I remember Ron Mars wanting to write something, do something with me. So I call up Ron Mars and get him to write it. And he's changing stuff in the story. And I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. Like, but how are you going to get from here to there without this little thing? And he's like, I don't know. I'm making it up as I go.
Jones, I don't know. I'm making it up.
Wow.
I quit comics and went back into animation shortly after that.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, it's all Ron's fault.
So, Aaron, what is the clock situation?
Doesn't matter. I'll be done in a minute.
We got about 30 minutes. So
Okay.
it's going to take me that long to do all my dialogue balloons, I think. I better start actually putting the dialogue in here before I fill this up anymore. I'm not going to have any room for it.
Kelsey did his first. Just FYI.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Do your lettering in there first so you know how much room you have.
Right, I know, but I'm not an experienced daily strip artist, so I'm screwing up.
Yeah, you only strip on the weekends.
Oh.
That's right.
To me, that's like a big part of why comics aren't as tight as they used to be, because like they used to quickly jot down ideas, a visual, then they pass it to the letterer. The letterer would letter it all, and then you go back and tighten it all in.
Yeah.
But then they started doing it like paste ups, then digital, and then nobody plans out their lettering, and then it's just a mess, Now,
Well, Kelsey, you get a chance to ink Steve Rude. He pencils in an idea of what he thinks the dialogue should be, like projected in the margins.
yeah.
When he does it. He draws in a balloon, and then he draws around the balloon.
Oh,
As if
yeah.
his estimation of what is being said is accurate. So as the inker, you've got to fill in the artwork where he's miscalculated, which is almost every panel. Yeah.
What do you do with the empty space? Just leave it?
You gotta fill it up.
Oh, okay. that is your job, right?
Right. Yep. Brian Norton says Gary's got a date at Denny's. That's why he's asking about the time. Yeah, that waitress and I are going out.
Yeah, she liked that. This guy, bossy, like it.
Yeah.
Right. He always gets what he wants.
Yeah.
He
showed me that bacon there. What a man.
Yeah, somehow in my mind's eye, I don't picture her saying that.
I sure learned my lesson.
Yeah, right. Yeah, once again, men are always right.
Yeah.
No,
Sure
I don't
showed me. Oh my gosh. Well, I used to have when I was doing they were still lettering on the board.
Which the?
Huh?
Which the?
The
Oh,
yeah.
The humor magazine that Marvel was publishing there for a while in the 90s.
Yeah, that's what Kelsey was asking. What
Which
humor
the?
magazine?
yeah.
Anyway, they I would do the stories, and I was writing my own stories, and it would go to the letterer, and the letterer would go in and fill in the, put in the balloons and everything, and then erase, but he wouldn't just erase around his lettering or in the lettering balloon. He erased around it. And so
I've had letterers do that, and they erase the
drawing.
Yeah.
Like half the drawing is gone.
Yeah.
And then I would have to go in there and redraw it after this guy lettered it. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, yeah. Vespa guy says, is she holding a corn dog in your vision of her, Gary? I had to do that with a George Perez. I was assisting Dick Giordano inking his backgrounds, and he was inking a George Perez gig, and someone, I don't think it was Giordano because he knew better, someone erased around the lettering to letter, and I'm guessing it was the letterer, and erasing George Perez's intricate cityscapes.
Oh, maniac.
Yeah, I was not happy with that.
Did you have to redraw them, or did...
Yep.
Oh, geez.
At my whopping $12 a page.
And then Perez is like, "Why'd you ink my building so bad? This is not how I drew them."
Yeah.
I don't, and again, I mean, I know everybody's in a hurry and stuff, but it's like, you've got to know as the letterer that somebody has to ink this. And if you erase the drawing, how in the world are they going to ink it? As
long as their job's done, yeah. This is the hate the letter episode of Graybeards.
Yeah, because we have to do our own lettering.
No, I'm amazed at letterers, especially the old school guys that did all that lettering. Everything you see in those old comics is hand done. And it's just mind blowing.
Yeah,
mind blowing.
Well, those covers that Marcus has been posting of the Kirby romance covers.
Oh yeah,
and he's giving Ben Oda credit for lettering. You just look at the lettering on those covers; they're so meticulous. I mean, just amazing that guy, page after page after page, was that consistent.
Aaron, bring one of those up. Let's take a look at it.
I am lettering right now. Nothing is going to grab my attention from this.
Is that Frazetta?
Ben Oda was one of the lettering greats.
Rosetta, where?
Yeah. I think Tyson just walked into your room. Oh, that would be amazing, actually.
Actually, would be.
Toshiro, I didn't notice that. Okay, I will keep that under my hat.
Is it the secret to success?
Yeah, we don't get that.
The one thing that's been eluding me.
Oh shoot! I gotta get some more referencing quick. We got 25 minutes. Got all day. Got all day.
Aaron,
Reference.
you notice Kelsey is, coloring.
He's pixelating. I can't really tell what he's doing.
Pixelating. I even got it plugged into with the dang wire. It's still not.
It's blurry.
Lame.
Well, it protects your art from
Yeah,
careful
buff
scrutiny.
Chuck.
Yeah. Let's see here.
This is Chuck Heston's. Chuck Brown.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you'll see.
All right. Oh, that's what I want right there.
It's my mildly using semi-half oak drawn strip.
Oh, I'm sitting here drawing like some stuff that I keep trying to remember. I keep trying to remind myself that I gotta draw this like Schulz would draw it. It doesn't have to be like perfect. It's just gonna be kind of loose and free.
Well, that's what I was telling myself, and it still came out bad. So
I was going to have Lucy speaking in the first panel, speaking about equality with men, but I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I actually was there actually is a strip I saw. I couldn't believe it. Well, I shouldn't say I couldn't believe it, but I was surprised. But it was dealing with what was the title, something or other, when they were trying to get equal scholarships and stuff for women's athletics in college. Title IX, is that what it was?
Yeah.
And they had Peppermint Patty lecturing Charlie Brown. This was like in the 70s. It was an actual strip. I thought it was pretty funny.
Marcus
Was
Killer
she like the first
I'm sorry, David.
he, them, they?
Maybe
that's
it
Peppermint Patty.
was. Yeah, maybe it was.
Oh, you didn't hear me?
She's just straight gay.
Yeah.
I always wondered about her, even as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was, kind of butch.
Yeah, and she had her friend, her little Marcy, her little.
No, that's right. Marcy, yeah.
Oh yeah, little Marcy.
Marcus Killigrew says Ben Oda often had keys to strip artists' apartments and would letter the strips at 2 a.m. Wizard Sleeves, in all caps, Gary, could you please ask how Kelsey is doing on Scribble's book?
Oh, yeah, I'm dragging ass on it. I tell you that.
In all caps.
I just need like one day to, and it's just coloring. But everybody's been on me, and I'm getting to a place now where I can stop. I know. You guys can lay into me. I get it. I hate having it hanging over my head like this. So I'm going to be wrapping it up here very shortly. T-shirts are being made actually. So I have to get everybody's addresses and all that. There's so much. I never want to do this ever again.
I
never want to do this ever again. I'm way too disorganized for this mess. I'm like a guided missile. You just point me at something and I'll kill it.
Well, Wizard Sleeves is asking about typing in all caps. See, that just helps me read it easier. Okay.
Yeah, very, very soon. Very soon.
Yeah, the fun part begins when you start shipping, Kelsey.
It's
Right?
brutal.
Aaron?
When you find out everyone that bought your book had moved and didn't put in their addresses.
Yeah, that's part of what I'm dealing with now is incorrect addresses filled in, where your stamps.com is telling you that address doesn't exist.
Well, the worst thing is it's always the international ones that come back. The ones that cost you $80 to ship there.
Oh, great.
And I just got back one from Australia.
And that's the most expensive, right?
Yep. And I emailed the guy and I said, okay, here's the address that it was shipped to, and it wasn't delivered. Okay. So I said, I checked. I thought, well, maybe I screwed it up, right? That's the first thing you have to sort of eliminate. And I found out that I entered the address exactly as he had given it to me when he ordered. So I didn't make a mistake in that regard. So then I said, is this the correct address? And I emailed the guy and he sent me back, yes, that's the correct address. And he wrote it again and it was the exact same one I'd shipped it to, but it got returned. And so now,
what do you do?
You're right, exactly. So now I don't want to send it to him again to the same address and then have it come back again, because now I'm paying for the shipping. And so I'm not sure what to do. I emailed him again and I haven't heard back from him. So I don't know if I don't know why he hasn't got back to me, but it's always those international ones.
Yeah, I've got a couple of emails out there of addresses that either weren't filled in or were filled in incorrectly, and I haven't heard anything back. So I don't know what to do.
I think a lot of people order these books and they forget they ordered them.
Yeah.
So then you'll hear for like 8 months later, they'll go, hey, I ordered this book for you, never got it. And you're like, so then you're searching through your mail records trying to figure out what happened to it.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Not to discourage you, Kelsey, of what's coming up.
My next book, I'm going to pay Aaron to do it.
Oh, gosh. I don't know if you could pay me enough to do it.
I can get your mom to do it. She does it all right.
Well, she doesn't do the mailing. She just does the packaging.
Oh, okay.
It is interesting because you can look at it in two ways. If your sole income is coming from crowdfunding, right? You don't have any other, like you, Kelsey, are taking on other jobs. So you're trying to kind of figure out how to do the crowdfunding and get your jobs done.
It's no good. Yeah, no bueno. Don't do it.
And so for me,
one or the other.
I just take basically a month to 6 weeks, depending on how many books you have to ship. And I just ship full time and I don't draw for that period of time. So in a way, although it's weird because you have this huge stack of books, that you have to ship out. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'll never get through this. But at the same time, you're just focused on doing that and you don't have to worry about being creative for a month or something.
Right. Yeah. It's a different hat.
Yeah. So
I can understand that.
You can unwind a little bit, and then you kind of refreshed when it comes back time to drawing again.
Well, I enjoyed it, like when I had to do all the sketches or the remarks for the little posters that I put out or things like that. I didn't have as much going on. And it was nice. I put something on TV or the radio or something, just kind of like, it was just very relaxing, honestly. But so I can see where, you can find some joy in.
Michael,
I'll never do it.
Bancroft has some advice for you, Kelsey. He says you need to get yourself a French wife.
Yeah, I don't know what for. That sounds nice.
Yeah, why a French wife?
Does she good at shipping art?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. She's a wizard with tape.
Yeah, now I'm curious. Not that I wouldn't mind a French wife, no matter anyway, but
yeah, in any circumstance.
Old Dirty Fatty says Aaron's poor mom is going to die holding a tape dispenser.
She just might. look at, man, she is like going to be 93 this year. She still goes downstairs and does the dishes in the morning. And I'm just like, Mom, you don't have to do the dishes. Well, I got somebody's got to do them, kind of thing. And I'm just expecting her to be, slumped over the, doing dishes or something. Just
no, she knows how it is. You rest, you rust. You
Yeah.
got to stay busy. Get creative.
There's truth. When you get that old and you don't have anything going on, it's like it's almost vital keeping your mind alert and doing stuff.
You'll only get my tape dispenser if you pry it out of my cold, dead hands.
My grandpa had dementia, and he couldn't remember, what day it was. But every day he did the New York Times crossword puzzle and completed it every day. He knew he was, and there's if you know anything about the New York Times crossword puzzle, it's not easy. In fact, it's like nearly impossible to complete.
Right. They're super hard. Yeah.
And he did it every day. So I don't know. But I mean, that's how, and then he read a book and he couldn't remember what he read. He read like the same book over and over. Is that a good book? Oh yeah. It's a great one. What's it about? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was great.
But I remember feeling really good about it when I finished.
He was fun though, because he was very open. Like I'd always talk to him about it. Like he was a boxer when he was young, and he actually got to meet Cassius Clay.
Oh really?
Yeah. Before he became Muhammad Ali, he came to his gym. He was a badass. One of the best hits you'd ever seen. I was like, did you ever get in a ring with him? He's like, oh hell no. It's like, that guy was scary. So yeah, it was. I think I got a picture of them somewhere. I'll have to dig that out.
That is pretty cool. What weight class did he fight in?
He was welterweight, I think. So. And Muhammad was heavyweight, I think.
Yeah, he'd have been a little big for him, I think.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if he was. This is obviously when Cassius. He was young, so I don't know how old he was then.
Well, he was in the Olympics in 1960.
Okay, this is before that because my grandpa was in the. He was in the army, stationed in Germany, like post-war, and I think that's when he met him because he was a boxer in the army. And I think that, they would always bring celebrities and stuff around, and that was a big one for, I guess.
There's a guy, local guy, who's an ex-MMA fighter, and he had, he's a known guy, and he's publishing his own comic called Zombie Cage Fighter.
Oh,
it's pretty cool. But he was telling me that, like, he'll be at shows and somebody will come up to him and say, "Remember me? Like back in whatever we used to spar. I was your sparring partner." And he said his response is always, "So are we good?"
I didn't hurt you too bad, did I?
Yeah. He was afraid they had a beef with him.
I got a question for you, Gary. How was the show attendance this year?
Well,
that's what I thought.
From the promoter's point of view and from my point of view, we're different.
Right.
His point of view was, well, we doubled our attendance on Saturday.
That's good. So you had 2 people this day.
It was, yeah. It was good. There was a lot of cosplayers. They had some cosplaying events.
Was the llama there?
Pardon?
Was the llama there?
Who? Oh, yes. I thought you said Alana. I was like,
oh yeah, did you meet Alana?
Cosplayer.
Lorenzo Llama?
Yes, the llama was just the guy who had no drama. Llama was right across from me.
Okay.
And it's just this llama that's on, massive drugs to keep him sedate.
So he doesn't attack anybody.
Yeah, and he just stands there not blinking while people come up and pet him.
Yep.
His eyes half open.
Well,
Sounds like me.
I went the very first year they did the show, and it was very, very, very small and very lightly attended. But I had a couple people come by and buy original artwork, so it ended up being actually a pretty good show for me. And it was just one day. And then he made it into 2 days last year, and I went, and it was super, 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 super slow, and it wasn't worth my time. That sounds so mean, but you know what I mean, financially.
Yes.
And it didn't work out, and so I didn't go this year. I thought, well, I'll let it grow a little bit, because the guy that puts on the show is actually a really good guy.
Yeah, he is a really good guy, but the show could,
it's in its infancy, and so.
And because where I was going with the cosplaying thing, most cosplayers don't buy anything, because that's not why they are there.
Right, they don't buy anything. That is so true.
They're there to be looked at.
Yes.
Right, and to interface with their friends and other cosplayers, and how did you make that, and that kind of thing. And 2 tables down from us was one of these cosplayers. She had her own table, and everything out of her mouth was, "Oh my God, you're awesome. You look so cool. You look great." This went on for 2 days.
I got you, David. Sorry.
And all the people, all her friends, all the other cosplayers talked like that too. They all talk like that.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
if that's a cosplayer thing or that's an Oregon cosplayer thing. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Anyone under 20 maybe thing, or might be even older now.
Well, how was you said you sat between Warner and Matthew Clark?
Matthew Clark, yeah.
What was their how'd they do?
About the same.
Okay, so yeah.
So y'all had plenty of time to talk it up, huh?
Yeah.
Did Randy go this year?
Yeah, he was there too.
Randy?
Randy always makes one, even if there's nobody there.
Yeah, Randy has his minions.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get minions.
That's my problem. I have no minions. I'm in desperate need of minions. Even just a few minions would be. Well, here's an idea about it. Okay, I got this book from DC took this Wonder Woman story I had done for something else, and they used it in this promotional book they made when they revealed like that Wonder Woman statue they have at Burbank or something now. I don't know exactly where, if it's out in front of the movie studios there, or if it's in the building where DC used to be. But they did this promotional book for Burbank, and it has this Wonder Woman story in it.
For the city?
Yeah, it was like a promotional thing for Burbank.
The tourist thing?
Yeah. And they gave it away at this unveiling of this Wonder Woman statue. And it's super rare. And I had no idea, right? So they sent me a box of my comps of this book. And I had it at the Salem show last year, $5 a piece. No one bought one. Well, I go to San Diego this past year, and this guy comes up to me with a copy of that book. And he goes, "I bet you don't see many of these to be signed." And I went, no, you're the first one. And he goes, "Yeah, this book's super rare." And I went, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah, they're going for like $500 or $600 a piece."
What?
I was like, "What?"
You have to put the zeros in on your prices.
Yeah, exactly. And so I said, I tried to blow those out for $5 a piece. He's like, "What?" I said, "No one bought any." And I said, I almost brought them to San Diego, and I'm glad I didn't. And so I have a box of them, not some of them are damaged, but I've got like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them that are like really, really super high grade. You know, if I sent them in to get graded, they'd probably be 9.8s.
Is it called Casualties of War?
No, that's the digital one I did.
Oh, okay, because I just found that today. So when you were saying that, I was like, oh, is that the one?
No, it has a Jenny Friesen, you know, the tattoo artist that was hot there for a while doing covers for DC.
Mm.
One of her covers, Wonder Woman cover, and does it say Burbank? It's like it's Wonder Woman Agent of Peace or something like that.
Of course.
But I stuck one up on eBay, not graded because I haven't sent any in to get graded yet, and sold for $535.
Wow.
And I was like, I finally have a book that I worked on that's worth something.
I was questioning this because I heard David's thing about one recently about boycotting Wonder Woman. I was like, who reads Wonder Woman? What point is that?
Yeah.
It's already.
But I mean, they're selling for $500, so I'm guessing people are checking it out. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah, well, only the super rare ones apparently that I would just happen to be the guy who they used. But yeah, so I'm going to send in several of them to get them graded, and then I'll just release them into the wild every once in a while if I need. Now somebody had like a one that was graded, and it sold for $4,000.
What?
A 9.8. I'm just like, holy smokes! So,
can we sell these kinds of things like while we own them? I mean, it always seems to go for that kind of money when somebody else sells it,
right? Yeah, right. I mean, I'm trying to buy back some original art that I sold for peanuts, and I can't afford it.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know that Frankenstein cover, the sled cover, Gary?
Mm-hmm.
That came up on eBay and ended up selling for. I was going to buy it, and because I think I originally sold it for like $250, right back in the whenever we did it.
And you're probably happy to get that.
Yeah, I was happy to get that, and then it was up on eBay, and I think it sold for really cheap. It was like $300 or something, and I just forgot about it, or I would have bought it. Well, whoever bought it was a dealer. He now has it up on his website for like $3,000 or something.
Of course, yeah.
Wow.
Not that he's still got to sell it, but I just thought.
True, but he knows the value.
Well, there's going to be because it's, believe it or not, that stuff now is considered vintage artwork.
Yeah. So heads up to you people next week, where I'm going to be putting up a tachyon page.
Oh yeah, that's.
He could be worth $4,000. Yeah,
that's right. Geek Avenger has summed up this week's Graybeard's episode. I'm learning how crusty old artists win friends and influence people.
Oh man, I did this Snoopy going into space, and now it's like I got to fill in all this black, and I'm like,
Yeah, plus the stars.
Yeah, I
know. Just put BWS there and have your assistant.
Imagine what it would look like if it was actually.
Gary's just in the next panel. He could finish it up for you.
Yeah, right.
That's right. I wish I had somebody over here working on it, and they could be filling in blacks at the same time. With my non-waterproof Zig pen. Facebook
guy says, "Hail, Brohawk."
David, I think, left to get something to eat.
Yeah.
I'm right here. Oh, okay.
I was just about to get jealous too.
I did eat something, but
Did your wife make it? Was it?
No.
What was it? What was it?
My son brought something from this restaurant that he works at. It was like soup, and it had meatballs in it, filled with cheese, and it was really good.
Okay, stop talking.
That sounds gross, but it sounds delicious. I'm so hungry. Meatballs. I never hear the word meatballs when I'm thinking of food. It just sounds gross.
Really?
Meatballs. I don't know.
I mean, okay, just reverse it.
Meatball sandwich, like
Reverse it.
Yeah, it's worse if he says it.
some ball meat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
Come to think
That's
of
the
it,
gross
ball
one.
meat does not sound appetizing.
No, it doesn't.
All right.
No, I've never really been into the meatballs or the ball meat. That's never been my thing. Yeah.
No, that's fine. You don't have to be into the ball meat. That's cool. We understand, each his own.
I don't think I've ever eaten a meatball sandwich ever.
Come on, man. That's like an Italian. That's great.
Yeah, if I offered it to you and called it something else, would you?
Well, no, I mean, I'm not
Kelsey's
against it.
purely
I mean,
a roast beef guy.
yeah, no, I don't even really. Well, I like roast and carrots and potatoes, like
Here's
roast.
this Italian spheres of meat sandwich. Would you eat it?
Spheres, yeah.
Spears of meat.
Well, I mean, I just like it. Just seems weird. It's like, do you eat a ball with each bite of sandwich? I mean, like, how many balls are in it? It seems like there's rules I just don't understand.
Entire ball in your mouth, or do you bite it in half?
Yeah, do you bite it in half with some bits of sandwich in there? Does it have lettuce on it, or just marinara
It's
and
marinara and
balls?
cheese, man. It's like
Yeah, it's that.
I love a good Philly. It doesn't have the word bull in it, like.
That could be a problem. I used to know this Japanese girl who learned how to eat fried eggs with her chopsticks because she learned from her father.
Oh, that's
But
impressive.
they ate everything. They came from Japan. They ate everything with chopsticks. So we were at breakfast one time, and she picked up this over easy egg with her chopsticks.
Wow, impressive.
And shoved the whole thing in her mouth.
oh my God. It was over. Oh.
And of course, it's the whole egg, so it all of it didn't make it.
That's like, I'd love to see what you do with a meatball.
I was weeping. I was laughing so hard.
Did it burst?
She had two of these to eat.
David took off.
And so she knew I was laughing at her. So the second one, she tried to suck it off the chopsticks.
Oh gosh, stop it.
Yeah. So the second attempt was even funnier than the first.
She got the hang of it? No.
It was worse. And I held up a fork and I said, "Have you ever seen this invention?"
Oh.
It's got 3 prongs. I'm used to just 2.
Oh my God.
Okay. Brian Norton says she was trying to impress you, Gary. That's flirting in Japan.
Wow. Brian Norton would know. He's in Japan right now.
I hear slurping there is like good. No.
This is for real.
Yeah, her slurping is considered good manners, where you take the you're taking the noodles and you're.
Yep.
That's good manners in Japan. Brian Norton will tell me if I'm right.
That's true.
Yeah, well, it's not considered good manners around here. That's where my wife goes, go eat in another room, please.
I still don't understand the whole chopstick thing with people go into a Chinese restaurant or even when they order Chinese takeout, they feel compelled to eat the food with chopsticks, which is like the least efficient way to eat.
Hey, when in Rome.
But we're not in Rome.
I don't know. I eat pretty efficiently.
Explain that to me. Are we insulting China by not eating with chopsticks?
I love eating with chopsticks.
But why?
I'm actually better at it now. When I broke this finger, and now they're perfectly. I could do the permanent.
Now that you're deformed, you can hold the chopsticks better.
Yeah, I mean it works great now. So mostly, and also they don't pick up each rice. They just hold the bowl there and just go.
I know. This is one case where Western civilization has outdone the Far East by inventing spoons and forks.
See, here we go. Brian Norton, slurping noodles shows respect to the cooks. You are enjoying the food and very acceptable. Right on.
Well, she was slurping her egg loud enough that the
Oh,
cook
God. No,
would have heard her.
I can't take it.
Richie Dupe says, I prefer spoon so I can shovel it in. I agree, Richie. Yeah.
I eat each grain of rice with a chopstick.
Was this a date or just a friendly outing?
No, it was not a date.
Okay. So you felt comfortable mocking her.
Yes.
I think even if Gary was comfortable mocking her.
Yeah, that's probably true. All right, are you guys done?
Yeah, waiting on you.
All right. Well, I'm tired of filling in black, so we'll just go ahead and because we're past 4 o'clock.
You got to put in a couple of stars.
Oh crap! All right, I'll do that.
Otherwise, it just wow.
You should have used a brush, or you're using like a micron to fill in the blacks over there.
No, I'm not using them. I'm using that Zig pen.
Oh, okay.
But you're right. The brush probably would have been more efficient. But now I got to find my Presto whiteout pen. I don't know where that's at either.
Uh-oh.
It's a disaster. It's a complete disaster.
Aaron's thrown the white flag.
Your lettering looks good, though. I can see from here.
I got to find one of my crappy brushes here because I don't want to use a good one.
The art of times of Jay Ryan. I'm not answering that question.
All right.
Man, teasing me with the dragon wing stuff.
What is that, David?
Still waiting on my dragon wing story from Caliber Press.
Yeah. Old Dragon Wing. Well, this is newer stuff, so.
Arms for the paw.
That's right. Fun dragon.
Yeah, I don't think he picked up on that. Do it again, Gary. Put some stank on it.
Yeah, do it again, Gary.
Aaron's got his headphones on.
Yeah, he's busy.
Oh, I thought you were just doing that for
No, for my own amusement.
yeah. Spambot, Australian $10. Thank you, Spambot. Appreciate that. Thanks for the strip show. Here's something to put towards medical school. That was good. That's a good one.
Yeah, you're getting our bittersweet laughing.
All right, I didn't quite finish the black here, but you guys will get the idea. All right, here we go. Let's hope the joke pays off because the artwork certainly isn't going to. Okay.
To the moon, Snoopy.
Here we go. So we start off, and he says, with the Red Baron defeated, the World War I flying ace faces the only challenge left. Space, the final frontier. To boldly go where no man has gone before. We have the final panel there with all those ships in there, and he says, space seems more cluttered than I anticipated.
That's pretty good.
There you go.
How many people are you offending by putting the Falcon in there with the Star Trek stuff?
Well, I want
nobody, because that's a terrible drawing of the Falcons. So.
Yeah, exactly. People don't even recognize that's what it is. But
that's the OG Falcon from the concept art.
There you go. This is trying to do it like Schulz might have done it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
That's a hell of a enterprise, though.
Oh,
we give you props for that. Good enterprise.
Okay. Appreciate that. I will continue filling the black in as we move along here. David, let's review your strip.
All right, let's see it. Better have good lettering. What?
It doesn't need any lettering.
Look at that angry Charlie Brown face.
Whoa!
Hang on,
put some pants on.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Wow, that's like the most dynamic peanut strip I've ever seen.
That's almost Bill Waterston like.
Yeah, it really.
That's hilarious, man.
Who is the individual getting kicked?
It's Lucy.
Oh. Come on. You didn't know Lucy held the football for him?
Yeah.
She
Pretend like every strip's your first one.
She was talking in this one that she wanted equality and equal pay and blah 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 blah, blah and Charlie Brown wasn't having it.
Why aren't women in the WNBA getting paid the same as
Squib says Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious, man. Good job.
very
Yeah.
Ah. Oh, that's great. Okay, let's see. Kelsey, pressure's on now.
Oh, brother. Yeah, I basically did the same thing. Unawares
you did,
to me.
but you did yours in color and out of focus.
It's out of focus?
Yeah,
It's
you're
gotta
all
be-
blurry. Oh, it's coming in. It's coming
It's
in.
got to be my internet.
No, yeah,
Is
it's your internet. It's pixelating. It's not your camera.
Well, Lucy's here like, come on, Chuck. This isn't going to be like all the other times. You're right, Lucy, from off panel. Never again. And this big
Pull up.
boss
There
one.
you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on, Chuck. This isn't going to
that
be
guy's
that.
huge?
Yeah, big hoss Charlie Brown comes over. She's like, oh, have you been working out? Punt. It's like, is it just me or is he more attractive when he's angry? Little comment on the sexes also, you know.
Yeah.
Now that he stands up for himself and kicks the crap out of her, she's attracted to
There you go.
him.
Yeah.
How
like
the world works.
Yes, it's totally realistic.
Not nearly as dynamic as David's, but
John without an H says Kelsey's on 56K internet.
it's not. No, it's plugged it in. So
You're breaking up, man. Even when you're talking, you break up.
Yeah, he's been doing that the whole show.
Exactly.
You told us.
Oh my gosh. Well, you guys, that V says, hi guys, what are your daily work schedules? Get
All
up,
the
draw,
time.
go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. Get up, draw.
Go to bed, get up, draw, go to bed. Mine's always broken up with, I have to haul people around to doctor's appointments and things like that. And
Yeah, same.
make some meals and that type of thing. But yeah, I pretty much, I don't have set hours that I draw. I get up in the morning and deal with all my internet stuff, which is either answering emails or posting some stuff. Hey, remember to buy Kit Carter. And then I start drawing. And then if I have to go do something family related, I do it and then get back to work. But I literally do draw until I decide to go to bed. So it's just broken up.
Yeah, life of an artist.
Yeah.
You guys are missing out.
Yeah, my schedule pretty much like yours, Aaron. Only I don't do any artwork.
He wakes up, he gets in that chair in that exact position, sits there for about 10 hours.
You just wait for the next Graybeards.
Yeah.
Next week, Gary's going to auction off a couple of pieces, the Bruce Lee piece and the Tachyon page. So keep that in mind. We'll be promoting that throughout the week, of course. David has some pieces down there. I'll make him big again so you can show off that. You got the Nova piece from last week, the Green Orion Slave Girl. And what's that chick's name? I can't remember the actress's name.
Yvonne Craig.
Yvonne Craig, yes.
Is that Kirk trying to grab her?
Yeah.
What's he doing?